Well, hi everyone, this is Colin with Legendary Habitat. Today we're up here at our farm getting our spring food plots in, and as you can see, I've got a no-till drill. We've rented this from our conservation district up here, and so I'm really excited to be going completely no-till with our food plots this year. This is something I've wanted to do for several years, and as I start implementing cover crops, and so now I have the ability to no-till drill right into my standing cover crops. So I'll give you a good shot. As you can see behind me, I've got a last year's crop fall blend of oats, rye. It's got some crimson clover, some berseem clover, and then I've also got some alfalfa in there. So I've got some good diversity in there. It's been suppressing my weeds all spring. The deer have been just loving it because it's awesome, perfect timing for these bucks starting to grow their antlers and these does lactating and dropping their fawns. So I'll be coming through here. I'm going to drill right into this standing cover crop, and then I'm almost at my anthesis stage for my oats and rye. So then in about a week, I'm going to come through and roller crimp this. Because we had such a late summer, the timing is a little bit off. So then in a week, I'm going to come through here and roller crimp this right over, and the timing of this should be perfect. We should have our blend here, which I'm drilling, just coming up. It'll still be small enough where it'll be pliable enough that the roller crimper won't terminate that. The blend that I'm going to be planting here is from Vitalized Seed. So this is a new blend for me this year. I'm doing several different trials on different spring blends and fall blends, as well as some cover crop blends. So I'll take you through on each different section I'm going to be planting, and I'll try to give you some different knowledge and feedback on each one of these different experiments we're doing. Basically trying to completely eliminate any herbicide use on our farm and use cover crops to suppress as much weeds as we can. Obviously none of this is perfect. There's going to be lots of different struggles with weed suppression or weed competition, but we're going to do our best and show you guys the real results. Well guys, I'm standing in one of my back destination plots, and I've got my roller crimper, as you can see, on the back of the tractor, and I'm just getting ready to terminate and roll over this rye that's right around knee to waist high in here. And this was planted last year with the fall release blend from Green Cover Seeds. I had some rye, I had even some oats are in here. We got some crimson clover coming back up. So we got a great stand of cover crop that's fed my soil and my deer all spring. And today's Memorial Day, so we're just getting into planting season. I actually planted this and roller crimped or drilled right through this about a week ago. And so I've got really good germination. Most of my seeds are out of the ground, just popping up. So now is a great time. I can actually go right over this with my roller crimper. I'll terminate all my rye, lay that right over those fresh new seeds, and I'm not real concerned about damaging those seeds because they're real young, they're pliable, and they'll stand right back up. So I'll take a couple videos of this food plot, show you kind of what I'm doing, and then I'll take you to a couple other food plots where I'm doing a couple different techniques and experiments and trial runs with different cover crop rotations, both planting, and I'll take you through some other different stuff where I'm trying to completely eliminate herbicides here and just see how it goes. So running different trials and show you guys the real world results. Alright, so as you can see, just got done terminating and roller crimping this whole field. I got a pretty good crimp on most of these. If I pick a blade up, I've got multiple crimps on the stem, which is what I'm looking for. Sometimes if you just get one crimp in there, the rye will actually come back, it'll start keep growing. But I'm at a good stage with most of this rye right here, where it's almost to that dough stage, which is right what I want, just before these seeds are viable. So if I actually take these in between my fingers, I can pinch them, and they've still got moisture in them. So I probably could have waited a little bit longer, but I was running out of time. I didn't want to have these plants that I just no-till drilled in here get too big. So I think this is going to turn out pretty well. Unfortunately, it wasn't quite as thick as I wanted this year for a cover crop, but this is my first year in an actual good standing cover crop that I can roll a crimp in this food plot. So I'll take you over and show you a couple other plots, kind of what I'm doing, and yeah, that'll be it for this video. So hope you guys enjoyed watching, and I'll be posting more updates on these plots as the summer keeps progressing. And let me know if you have any other questions. Please feel free to comment down below, and like and subscribe. I appreciate it. All right, well, I'm standing in our, this would be my third, I guess you could call it destination plot, experiment plot. This right here was all basically perennial Johnson grass. So what I did is I basically came through here, no herbicide, no spray, and I disked this entire thing up really good. And my goal with this experiment is I want to see if I can completely smother out these grasses and these other weeds in here by applying a cover crop at a really very high rate. So I went through here, disked this up pretty good. I knew we had some timely rain before or just after I was going to plant, so I was excited to get the seed in the ground, and my hope was that I can get this cover crop germinated fast enough to outcompete those weeds before those can get back established. So this is my own cover crop this year. I'll actually link this in the description below for what the cover crop is, but it's got several different legumes, it's got several different grains in it, it's got some barley, it's got oats, it's got rye, it's got some alfalfa, some crimson clover, and I believe I've got some buckwheat and hairy vetch in here, but I'll list that whole blend in the description for you guys to check out. So I'm always trying different cover crop blends. I'm trying to see what works best to get a balanced carbon to nitrogen ratio. So I'm building my soil. So this has come up really good. We got some awesome rain. So the cover crop is off into a great start. And I've got very little grass coming back up as of right now. So I'm going to keep you guys updated on this throughout the summer, do a couple more videos. And then I'll show you where the camera is right now. I've got a different experiment going that I've actually no-till drilled into, that I'll show you next. So this would be our fourth experiment plot destination, and it's right next to that one I just showed you. This one we basically went through and tried out a new non-glyphosate weed killer this year. It was more of an acid based. Went through and sprayed several days before, and then we actually mowed it down very short, as you can see, and then I actually drilled right through all that thatch. And so far it's doing really good. I've got a lot of summer release coming up through here. So the whole goal is that summer release will smother out these weeds, these grasses, because these grasses have been probably about 80% killed, and then they've been mowed down really short. So it'll give the cover crop and summer release a really good chance to get above that grass and start shading it out and stealing the nutrients from it. So all these plots have been sprayed with liquid lime and foliar and calcium application from Plot Doctor at Harper Growing Solutions. So I have a full regimen of liquid products going on these. So I'll go over those in a separate video where I'll kind of explain my soil test, and I'm working with Brad Harper over there to basically take my soil test and amend my soil appropriately. So that's about it for this plot, and I'll take you to the my last destination plot and show you what I got going there. Right, so this is my final destination plot here on the property, or I guess you could say call the forest experiment test plot that I'm doing. So in this plot, I have the same summer release blend that those other two plots that I just showed you have in them, of the exception of my one cover crop blend that I created. These are all drilled in the summer release, and then they're all have the same fertilizer, lime, and calcium put down as those other destination plots. So this last year had summer release in it, and then it had fall release broadcasted into that. So I'm on my second rotation of that. Last year I basically had to till. I didn't have an option, and the luxury of having a no-till drill like I did this year. So of course I lost a little bit of organic matter and disturbed my soil a little bit. But I was really excited this year to get my hands on that no-till drill from our conservation district, and running it for a day, and I got all this done, which was awesome. So I actually ended up drilling this in same time I drilled the other field with the cover crop, and that was just about a week and 2 days ago, and I've got great germination. We got some timely rains, and so now actually what I went through and did, I had some standing cover crop, but I had some weeds in here, and I really wanted to get in here and cut this down and mow it before those weeds actually produced seed heads and was viable. So I went through and mowed a lot of this. There was some oats and some rye. I cut all that right down and added that right into as another thatch layer. You can see right here, here's some of the grain sorghum from last year, from that summer release blend. Everything was just completely browsed down. All the seed heads were gone on this. So it was feeding my deer all winter and feeding my soil all summer. So a great blend. I'm excited to see how this does this year. So we've got this all drilled, we've got this mowed, and we've got it all fertilized and limed. So I'll be giving a couple other updates on how each one of these plots are doing as the summer progresses. But I'm pretty excited on how everything's going. I got all my sorghum screening in, and I'll maybe do a couple videos on that. And then I've also got some miscanthus planted too. So lots of different things going on our farm, but I really appreciate you guys tuning in for this video, and I will catch you in the next one. Thanks, guys.